What up, everyone? It's your boy Baby Bear, and we're back to do another reaction to a series that I'm stoked to see, which is Rings of Power, based off of it's a prequel based off of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's following the story of Galadriel. I loved Galadriel, Kate Blanchett's version of Galadriel in the Lord of the Rings series and the Hobbit series. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. This is predating all of that in her younger years. So it's going to be a really long time because she was an elf. Elves live obviously for a very long time. So going back to her younger years, it's going to be way, way, way before The Hobbit or Fellowship of the Ring. I love this series. I'm a big fan of Middle Earth, fantasy Middle Earth genre. I grew up, I remember watching at 5 or 6, I believe. Either 5 or 6, I was in kindergarten, I know that much. I remember watching The Hobbit, the cartoon movie, on PBS. And that kind of just like was the gateway. That was the entryway for me into like Middle Earth fantasy with dragons and wizards and things like that. It was a trip. I remember watching it. I remember seeing Bilbo Baggins, the little cartoon animated version of him, Gandalf. It was fun. And then obviously when Peter Jackson did his rendition of the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings with Frodo Baggins' story, it kind of just brought back all those nostalgic feels. And then obviously they continued with the Hobbit series of movies, and that just really hit home for me, especially going back to when I was younger watching those. So it's been very interesting and very nostalgic, I should say. Nostalgic watching these series from the Tolkien series of Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship and all of that. So I don't want to hold this up too much. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get started on watching it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and check it out. We're going to watch the first episode of Rings of Power.
Nothing is evil in the beginning. There was light.
Oh, they're young elves. I wonder how many hundreds of years old they all are. Because elves live like such a long time. They're probably like 600 years old. Magic. Aww. See, I didn't know elven kids could be so freaking mean.
Lose your footing again, Galadriel.
Oh, that's her older brother.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot?
So I think he dies though.
Stone.
Because I know that they showed that in the trailer, and I heard talks about that he dies in a battle. There's like a scene of him like in like a huge war. I'm assuming with like orcs.
Striving moment by moment, whispering of grander things than darkness ever knew.
It's interesting because I've always known the elves to have like, even the male elves have like long hair, like long hair, long white hair.
It's hard to say which way is up and which way is down.
They've kind of modernized the male elves.
How am I to know which light's
It looks like in this series. Not all of them have super long, flowing hair. Now I know that some elves have abilities, natural abilities, like Liv Tyler's character from Lord of the Rings. Her father, he had the ability to of premonition. So I wonder if like some elves have that ability of premonition.
And a legion of elves went to war.
Wow.
It's known as Middle
Earth. Middle Earth. Yes, look at amazing. This is Amazon money. This is Airbnb your Prime, Amazon Prime money, subscription money, this is what it's going towards. This visuals here.
Now, we learned many words for death. They called him
Sauron.
Sauron. I wish I could be one of them.
Wow. Visuals are amazing, man.
Commander Galadriel. The edge of the world. But none who ever dared set
Needs to put on my
Star
Starbucks
has ever
while I'm
found
watching.
anything. There's nothing out here. We should have been there by now.
What is that?
We are there.
This is what I live for. Like, this is what I live for. Like, the fantasy genre is just, it's one of the best genres. Ugh.
Meddling with the powers of the unseen world. Some dark sorcery of old.
This looks
Whatever
bad.
happened,
Like, everything, every scene looks fucking badass.
Even stone cannot hide the mark of one whose very hand is flame unquenched.
Oh. This scene gives me the vibes from the Fellowship of the Ring with the dwarven halls where they had entered once they got through the password and fought off that little octopus creature in the lake. Come on, technique! Elves are full of technique when it comes to battle. Their technique is everything. Alright. She broke it. She said, "Dot, stab in the head." We're done.
Coming.
East of Anduin. Those gotta be hobbits. I think those are hobbits. Or halflings.
Don't you think it's the least bit strange?
They have to be. Because
Never get off me bar stool.
those are moose, those look like moose horns they're carrying. And I know moose horns are big, but not that big. So they have to be smaller.
Dangerous creatures they are.
Or they could be dire mooses that they're carrying their horns. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. These are the halflings. But they're more feral than the Lord of the Fellowship of the Ring
Clear and clear.
halflings.
Travelers, at this time of year,
That symbol looked just like the guys that are carrying the moose
No one is
horns.
remembering how bad. If we didn't do everything we weren't supposed to do, we'd hardly do anything at all.
Yeah, these hobbits seem more savage, maybe, or maybe not. I won't say savage, but definitely not as upkept as the hobbits from the Shire. So I guess Nori is like the Frodo in this series, and I guess Poppy is like the Samwise.
I found something. It looks like a footsie.
The dog.
What kind of dogs love berries? Oh, snap! He was just watching from up there too. Oh, damn.
Oh, she's Halberd.
Harold Elrond.
Elrond. Okay. So this is okay. So Elrond is Hugo Weaving's character from the Fellowship of the Ring. This is a younger version of him. Okay.
You are immersed. I half expected you to arrive caked in grime and mud.
It's crazy because I've only seen or known Galadriel as like a dainty, ladylike, you know, elf princess, elf queen almost, very dainty. So it's interesting seeing her younger years. In her younger years, she's a warrior.
Ceremony.
The scenery, the elven scenery in like their lands is always gorgeous. It's almost like a beautiful fall with the leaves like always golden, brown, orange.
You hear about the travelers?
Travelers?
Hunters. 2 of them.
So they hide from people.
And what concern is that of yours, Eleanor Brandyfoot?
Eleanor Brandyfoot. Brandyfoot, I like that.
Nobody goes off trail and nobody walks alone.
Basically, we mind our business.
That is how we survive.
Okay, so I want to see who this king is.
Our days of war are over. These heroes shall be granted an honor unrivaled in all our lore. At last, they are going home.
Yeah, it seems like Gladriel's not about that life. She's not about that life. It's like, no, I got more unfinished business to do here. Whoa. Now those are some fucking fireworks. Those are some those are some amazing fireworks. That looks gorgeous. Look at the archways that just go on. It looks like they go on forever.
Are you just going to stand there?
I'm sorry, Elvish lifestyle is just like so fucking like amazing.
It is
Like the
said,
archway of
wine
trees
is
just naturally curve like that.
for those in
Evil does not sleep, Elrond. It waits.
Yeah.
Moment of luck blinds us.
That's what I've learned about the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Yes,
Evil
yes.
never truly dies unless you see it
and this
die.
enemy is that way.
Otherwise, it's usually waiting.
Do you truly believe seeking
Growing
him
in
out will
strength.
satisfy you,
Without it, what might it be?
my friend?
It's cool seeing them when they're younger and like how they're close. And it's interesting to see. I would love to see, I don't know if they're going to show it maybe in the series. That'd be cool if they show in this series like when they meet and become friends with I was going to say Ganondorf. With Gandalf. Thinking of freaking Zelda. And now we enter the world of man. That's one thing that Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings didn't really do, was show diversity. So it's nice seeing diversity of people in the show. Because I find it hard to believe that Middle Earth is just full of
Karayas in 3 moves.
Caucasians. I mean, come on. A whole Earth full of just Caucasians is the only human race.
By who?
Arondir.
Arondir.
Really been a fortnight. A fellow passed through a few days back, said his grazing's gone rotten. Yeah, only weeds will grow.
What day was he here?
Oh, let it go, knife ears.
Wow.
It's
Knife ears.
the lot you lump
That's actually a
1,000
diss
years
that
ago.
I actually understand.
When are you people?
Past is with us all,
That armor is fucking sick.
whether we like it or not.
That face on the face on his chest plate, that looks like almost looks like the image of the Green Knight. I remember I just watched the Green Knight on Showtime, I believe. The face on his breastplate looks like the Green Knight. Yeah, you don't want to get into a fight with a ranger, because they will fuck you up.
The beauty has great power to heal the soul.
I think he's crushing on her. It's interesting because elves, I'm going off of the D&D that I've played, but elves
Until next time, then.
I've always known to be beautiful, like very attractive, gorgeous, model-esque looking people. So if they find someone who's not an elf attractive, let's say a human, that human must be fucking beyond gorgeous looking to garner the attention of an elf, especially a full-blooded elf. That's usually how half elves are created.
How was it?
From one parent being a human and the other one being
Did you draw
a
somewhere?
full-blooded elf.
The High King has declared the days of war are over. We're leaving.
Time to move on. So I guess
Your life will
because the king, the Elven King, declared it that the time of war is over,
For 79 years, you've
all
kept
the elves
watch
are
over
going
men
back
and
to the
women of
west.
Tirharad, but because of who they still are.
God, the cinematography on this is amazing. This is like this is literally movie
never
quality,
see them again.
and it's interesting because a lot of there's movie theaters actually that aired the first 2 episodes of Rings of Power because it's just the quality is just that it's movie theater quality.
I heard you were leaving.
Yeah.
Mother.
Oh, that must be the that must be the back. That's the back door. Should have been the back.
You heal animals too? Think she might have ate something.
It's black. This is that black shit. Evil doesn't rest. In the world of Lord of the Rings, evil does not rest.
Is it true? About your mum?
Hey, isn't that the boy from the tavern?
Self and
Is that that's a sword? Or a dagger? What is that's a dagger? It's just like how Frodo came across the ring. Oh, she's going! Oh, she decided to go to the west.
She has passed beyond my sight.
Elves have very, very good eyesight, too. I think they can see, like, hundreds of miles away, I think. Most of the times the lore is different from, like, D&D versions that I've played and token versions of elves and stuff. But they have some unique abilities, though.
Are you acquainted with the work of Lord
Celebrimbor!
Greatest of elven smiths, of course.
The one who made the ring of power,
Why do you ask?
along with the other rings.
new project?
But I'll allow you to explain the details, Lord Celebrimbor.
Oh my god, that's him from the freaking video games. This is like an Easter egg that I am enjoying right now. This is amazing. Celebrimbor, that's crazy, like, seeing him here. Because, like, you play him in Shadows of Mordor and Shadows of War. The Southlands. The Sundering Seas. Alright, so they're crossing back to the west. Those breastplates make it probably hard to bend your head down because they go all the way up to the neck. She's like, nope, you're not taking my sword. I'm not done. He's like, you better let that shit go. Let that shit go. Your journey is done, Galadriel. Oh, wow. Come on, Lord of the Rings magic. Give us this magic. Yes. Give us that natural magic. This is the natural magic. Oh my gosh, yes! Sing it! We can touch the light. Yeah, she's made the decision. He's trying to like, no, don't! She's already made her choice. So what's that a bit? That looks like a bad omen. The trance! She's not done. She's gonna avenge her brother. Whoa. It's gone. Wait, so is she going to swim back across the ocean? That seems like it's gonna be a long ass journey. Bad omen. Evil is returning. crashed there. What is it? What the hell? Who is that? What the fuck? Who is that? Wait. What? So that was crazy. Like, that was fucking amazing. The level of quality in that was just like it's fit like movie quality pretty much. It was so crisp, and the cinematography, the visuals. Oh my gosh, it's like you're right back in Peter Jackson's, you know, Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit series. It's really freaking good. So just throwing it out there, one of the Easter eggs that we got to see is Caleb and Brimbor, which if you are a fan of the Shadows of War and Shadows of Mordor, I believe. It's been so long since I played those games. Caleb and Brimbor is the elvish ghost that possesses the main character in that game, and I believe you start to, as you play the game, you start to discover he was the one that created, he's a blacksmith, an elvish blacksmith, and he created the Ring of Power, as well as the other rings that he gave that were given to the elves, the dwarves, the humans. So yeah, that was a nice Easter egg to see. And looking at Sauron, you would think that he is, I always used to think he was like a giant beast, like that just donned black armor, like some sort of, because he was super, the first Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings, he was like super huge. Like in the opening scene, the fight with in the war, which was like a flashback, he was like gigantic and had like a big ass mace. So I'm like, this guy is definitely like some sort of ogre, maybe not ogre, but like giant, like a human giant or something, because he was like massive. But in the game, playing the games, you find out that he's an elf. He himself is an elf, just like an elf like that's practiced like dark arts and dark sorcery and stuff like that. And so maybe that probably plays a role in how he got so gigantic, possibly. But this was amazing first episode. I cannot wait to start the second episode. The only thing I will say is that I don't really know. It seems like there's different stories going on, but they're all still kind of falling under the same umbrella story, if that makes sense. There's like sub stories because we're not getting a specific main character. I was under the impression when I saw the trailers and everything that the main character of this series is going to be Galadriel, but we're starting to see that there's other characters and they all have their own side stories that they're partaking in. But I think possibly everything will kind of culminate together under this one arching umbrella story arc. I'm just speculating. I don't know for certain, but nonetheless, this was the kind of quality that I expect to see when it comes to Lord of the Rings. And I think it's really good that Amazon took it on. At least now you guys know where your Prime subscription money is going to. Quality videos. That's you know, a testament to, you know, the financial power of Amazon. But that was a really good episode. That was a really good episode. So I'm definitely going to start on the second episode. If you guys did like this video, please leave a comment. Please like and share. I'm still a new YouTuber, so I'm trying to get my self out there as much as I can. Definitely subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video reaction. Deuces.